What is up, car addicts? In this video, I'll be talking about this week's Double Money Event Week, as well as the vehicle and property discounts. This event week is from May 7th through May 13th, 2020. The current casino podium vehicle is the Coil Cyclone. This electric supercar is one of the fastest accelerating cars for short drag races and is a ton of fun to drive. It is primarily based on the Rimac Concept 1, and of course it's been famously known for being in the Grand Tour and going down a mountain very fast as well.
Well done, Hammond, you blithering idiot.
The car released about 2.5 years ago with the Smuggler's Run update and normally cost about $1.9 million. As stated before, it's a very fast accelerating supercar. It can beat any non-rocket powered car in a half-mile drag race, which is super impressive. However, as with most electric cars, its top speed is very low and it doesn't handle very well. The only races where the Cyclone can actually beat the top supercars are tracks where it's a constant hairpin turn one after the other. But in general, it's fun to troll other supercars with this car if you're constantly going back and forth, accelerating away, and then the other car catches up to you. It's kind of funny. But for most normal races with turns, you will lose to a large majority of supercars. So for those of you that maybe have this car and are angry about it being on the podium, you can still take the one you originally bought and sell it for over $1.2 million. Please note that what you get for the car depends on what you paid for it. So, is a Cyclone worth attempting to win from the podium? The answer is very much yes, in my opinion, especially since you're essentially getting such a fun and expensive supercar for free. Alright, so to start off with the property discounts, we have 30% off the Master Control Terminal upgrade for the arcade business. However, it is only that one upgrade that's on discount and not the property itself, which is quite weird. This upgrade normally costs about $1.7 million, and with the discount, you're looking at about $1.2 million. This Master Control Terminal can pretty much control almost all your businesses in one place. So if you're one of those people that grinds most of your businesses at once, I highly recommend purchasing this upgrade as it makes everything more efficient, easier, faster, just a must in my opinion if you're a grinder in GTA that makes money using the businesses. Moving on to the vehicle discounts, we have 30% off the Krieger. This car is in the supercar class and is one of the fastest all-around supercars in the game. The Krieger competes very closely with the Emirates, but the Krieger is a lot easier to drive, so in generally I recommend it to most players over the Emirates. If you don't have a Krieger already, I highly recommend purchasing this one at this price. Moving along, we have 35% off the Pegassi Toros. This Lamborghini inspired SUV is currently the fastest in the SUVs class and is the fastest 4-seat vehicle in terms of top speed, which is crazy. This is one of the best bargains this week in my opinion, and I highly recommend adding one to your garage. Moving along, we have 40% off the Tempesta. This was the casino podium vehicle about a month ago. This car accelerates and handles well, it just has awful top speed in comparison to the other supercars in the game. This is a pretty decent price, but there are much better supercars out there in my opinion. Next up, we have 40% off the Shotaro. This is the fastest all-around motorcycle in the class, factoring in a combination of handling and acceleration. This bike is insane, and usually it is a very ridiculous price. At $1.3 million, it's still a lot of money, but definitely a lot more reasonable in my opinion. Keep in mind that the Hakushu drag performs very similarly and only costs $970,000. So again, it's up to you whether you believe it's worth purchasing or not. Moving along, we have 35% off the Electro. This is the bike players use in the Pacific Standard Heist with that cool Curves boost system, but in general, the bike is pretty garbage in my opinion, to say quite frankly, with an expensive price tag, barely any customization, and just very slow in general. Even with the curves, I don't recommend buying it. And that's it for vehicle discounts. Sadly, we don't have any on the Warstock website this week or the Southern San Andreas website, but at least we got 5 vehicle discounts this week, which is pretty nice compared to last week where we only received 3. As far as clothing discounts, Rockstar is celebrating this alien gang war thing that's been going on in GTA. Now with the green and purple alien bodysuit, you can get it for free this week in GTA Online. Now I know a lot of you spent a lot of money purchasing the alien suit in GTA last week, but if you look on the bright side, I'm sure most of you only purchased one color. At least now you can get the other for free, but again, they're both now free in GTA Online. Moving on to the double money stuff, we have double money NRP on all biker businesses, which is crazy. That can make players millions of dollars this week, so definitely the time to grind as much as possible is this week. We also have double money NRP on MC contracts as well, which are select free mode jobs. And lastly, we have double money NRP on transform races. I've seen these races pay over $100,000 with a full lobby and a higher amount of laps. Plus, they're a lot of fun in my opinion. Definitely consider playing some this week. Moving on to the Twitch Prime discounts for Twitch Prime members only. I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment on how to become a Twitch Prime member if you aren't one already. So they seem to be the same from last week, which is 80% off the Fister 811. This car has the highest top speed in the supercar class on a highway surface, but it's not very usable in races as it doesn't handle that well. But at this price, it's definitely worth considering. And lastly, we have 60% off the Drift Yosemite. This truck is in the muscle car class, and yes, it actually drifts pretty well. And to reiterate here, these Twitch Prime discounts are for Twitch Prime members only. I see comments and a lot of my event week videos saying, why isn't the 811 on sale for me? It's for Twitch Prime members only. Make sure you follow the instructions in the pinned comment if you aren't a Twitch Prime member. These two discounts are not available for everybody. And lastly, of course, we have the Ars Bandito time trial Vespucci Canals. This week's normal time trial is coast to coast. I recommend a fast bike such as the Batty 801 constantly doing wheelies, or a fast car such as the Pariah or the Vesta 8 for that time trial. And this week's premium race is the supercar race taking off. I recommend either the Krieger, Emirates, or the Vesta 8 for this race. I personally use the Emirates for this race. It's a little more consistent on the last turn, but you can use any of those three and you'll be fine. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This event week is pretty decent, not the best, but I personally think the double money for the MC businesses makes up for it. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.